I'd spent years being useful, not loved exactly, not cherished. Just useful, the one who remembered birthdays, the one who booked flights, compared hotel packages, found discounts, covered deposits when someone's card wasn't working, and got paid back eventually sometimes. So when my father announced during Sunday dinner that the family was finally taking the cruise he'd been talking about for years, I smiled before I even thought about it. "I'm so excited," I said, reaching for my glass. "I've never been on one that long." My younger sister actually laughed, not awkwardly, not accidentally. A short, sharp snort. "Oh," she said, grinning at our father. "You thought you were coming?" For a second, I genuinely assumed she was joking. Then my dad leaned back in his chair, smiling the way he always did when cruelty could be disguised as humor. "It's for real, family." The table laughed. My aunt looked down. My cousin smirked. My stepmother kept eating. And me? I nodded, like I understood, like it made sense. Like I hadn't just been publicly reminded that my role in this family was logistical, not emotional. I helped clear the plates after dinner. No one noticed how quiet I got. That wasn't new either. A week later, they arrived at the airport at 5:40 a.m., matching luggage, cruise-themed t-shirts, group selfies in front of departures, and absolutely nothing was valid, no flights. No cruise boarding passes, no hotel transfers, no travel insurance, because every booking confirmation, every reservation, every payment plan had originally run through me, my accounts. My cards, my reward systems, my email. After dinner, I hadn't screamed, hadn't confronted anyone, hadn't posted cryptic quotes online. I simply canceled everything I had personally financed. Flights reversed, cruise package voided, insurance refunded, airport transfer canceled. Their family vacation had depended almost entirely on the person they openly excluded. By 6:12 a.m., my phone was vibrating nonstop. The family group chat erupted first. "Dad, what happened to the reservations?" "Sister, are you serious right now?" "Stepmom, call me immediately." "Cousin, this can't be real." Then customer service messages started rolling in, automated confirmations of cancellations and refunds, followed by the first direct call from my father. I answered on the fourth ring. His voice was sharp, controlled in that dangerous way anger often is when surrounded by strangers. "Fix this now." Behind him, I could hear airport noise, announcements, frantic voices. I poured coffee before answering. I wasn't aware I was real family. Silence, not dramatic silence, confused silence. Like his brain had finally encountered consequence where it had only expected obedience. "You're being ridiculous," he snapped. "No," I said. "I'm being financially consistent." My sister grabbed the phone at some point, her voice shrill with panic. "You ruined this for everyone." I looked around my apartment, the same apartment I'd skipped vacations to afford while loaning money to people who barely respected me. "No," I said carefully. "I stopped paying for a trip I wasn't invited to." That part seemed to hit harder than anger would have, because it was true. At the airport, truth had become much more expensive than mockery. They tried everything, rebooking same-day flights, last-minute cruise payments, emergency credit increases, but travel prices had surged, and several packages were non-transferable without original booking timelines. Policies didn't care about family politics, neither did check-in desks. For once, institutional authority replaced family hierarchy. No amount of my father's confidence could smile his way through corporate policy. No amount of my sister's sarcasm could override declined transactions. By noon, the group chat had gone from rage to fragmentation. My aunt privately messaged, "I'm sorry, that dinner was wrong." My cousin asked if I'd reconsider for the kids. My stepmother said I'd embarrassed the family, but that part stayed with me. Embarrassed, not hurt, not betrayed. Embarrassed. As though their public inconvenience mattered more than their private cruelty, they didn't go on the cruise, at least not that week. Maybe eventually they rebooked something smaller. Maybe they blamed me for years. Families like mine rarely rewrite history honestly, but something did change. They stopped assuming my silence meant weakness. My father called once more. Days later, this time calmer, not apologizing, just quieter. "You made your point." I remember staring out my kitchen window for a long time before answering. "No," I said. "You did." We haven't fully repaired things. Maybe we won't. Some fractures don't explode. They just become visible. I don't feel victorious exactly. There was no celebration, no dramatic justice, no sudden healing, just an unfamiliar peace. For the first time, I understood that being needed is not the same as being valued. And sometimes the most honest thing you can do is stop funding your own exclusion.